Upside Down Magic. This is a Disney Channel original movie that came out on DVD recently, and I've kind of been picking up a lot of Disney titles because if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on with Disney's physical media, that section of Disney is saying, we ain't putting anything out but new releases. And so they're focusing on Disney Plus. So if you want movies like this, even though they're not the greatest movies, they probably won't be around much longer. So it's been like, grab your Disney movies now, hoard them up, because Disney Plus is all you're going to get. And why that bothers me is Disney removes movies, they don't tell people, and things like that. And so to own all the movies you want to watch, whenever you want to watch them, you can't do that through Disney Plus. And so that's what really sucks about it. Anyways, since I bought it for that reason, I thought I'd watch it. And oh boy, this film is not good. And not like anyone expected it to be. It's a Disney Channel original movie. But I think even on the standards of that kind of movie, it is just bad. First of all, the dialogue's at its worst. It's ever been in a Disney Channel original movie, and I've seen a lot of them because, of course, I grew up on Disney Channel and stuff like that. And like the first scene, she's complimenting her friend. She's like, "Ooh, that thing you do is my favorite," and then she's like, "Oh, well, that you always say whatever I do is your favorite." Blah blah blah. Nobody talks like that. Nobody has conversations like that. It's just so bad. And they didn't even pretend to write in a way where it felt natural. They didn't even pretend. Like, it was just so bad. I'm not going to criticize the acting here because, like, you don't expect high caliber acting, but it's acceptable. The special effects, of course, are terrible because that's what you're working with. And what's bad about this movie is it is a ripoff movie. It's a ripoff of Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, and a ton of other fantasy movies like that. Look at this poster, okay? You got a girl with a bag who has magical powers going through a portal to a camp to learn magic and stuff. So there's parts where it's like Harry Potter, she's learning how to do things in class, kind of like Harry Potter. And then they're, again, going to a camp like Camp Half-Blood from Percy Jackson. You know, we have a lot of these elements, which, by the way, Percy Jackson is owned by Disney, and they're doing a rebooted Disney Plus series. So Disney is technically ripping off themselves with this. And here's my thing about it. A lot of these movies are like, hey, they're fine for the target demographic. But my thing about it is this is a lot more insulting, right? Because someone could watch, someone who is in the target demographic for High School Musical. They would enjoy that. Fine, whatever. I don't mind that. Okay? There's that. But this is different, okay? Because it's ripping off movies that the target demographic would like more than this movie. Like, if you showed them the Percy Jackson movies, they would enjoy that more than this movie, even though they're not good. They would enjoy that more than this movie. They would enjoy Harry Potter more than this movie. So you can't even have the excuse of it's fine for the target demographic because it's so bad because it rips off movies that the target demographic would like more than the movie that they're watching. So it's like you can watch the inferior version of Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, or you can just watch that. So what's the point of this movie? Nothing. It's a worthless film. Worthless. It doesn't do anything. It's not interesting, and it's really poorly paced. I thought Harry Potter was poorly paced. God, this movie's poorly paced. Like, nothing happens, and I think a lot of that has to do to the fact that unlike in Harry Potter, where they have a budget for this stuff and all the magic and things like that, this movie doesn't have a budget. So a lot of it's just sitting and around and them trying to make excuses of why you have to watch these scenes of them not doing magic because they didn't have the budget to actually for special effects to do magic. And so a lot of it's just bad and it's just boring. It's just not an interesting movie. And that's what that's when you know a Disney Channel original movie's bad. Is when the target demographic could just watch something better and not enjoy it. They wouldn't enjoy this. This movie's just terrible. You know, because again, High School Musical, you can watch that. It's enjoyable, I guess, for the target demographic. This isn't. This is worthless. And I think that's the worst they get. It's just plain worthless. It has no value. It doesn't even have entertainment value because, again, it's ripping off movies that are more entertaining than this. The only recommendation I could give for this movie is if you are if you're a crazy parent who decides Harry Potter and Percy Jackson's too much for my kids, and then you're like, I gotta show them something like that's like almost completely rated G. Here you go. But like, if you're a parent and you're scared to show your kid Harry Potter, especially the first few Harry Potters, I get some of the later ones. Grow up. Like, your kids can handle it. You know, I'm sorry, it's just true. And Percy Jackson, same thing. This is just, no. Just don't watch it. I watched it so you don't have to. Pretty soon, I don't know, probably later this week, I got a review for this coming. So, stay tuned for that.